Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's continue with this final round of the Players Cup for Regionals Qualifier from Latin America. And this is round 9, and today I have the first match against a colossal team in the whole tournament. I had not faced a colossal in this tournament until this round. Of course, you probably already know it because you have been with me watching all my sets, right? So this is the first colossal that I had to face on the tournament, and I did practice quite a lot against colossal archetypes, so I knew what I had to do. This is not the exact colossal team that was popular in the past weeks, but this is a variant that I am also pretty know how to handle. Has Celesteela, which basically makes a colossal archetype to have a better matchup against Landers, for example, and Spectre with helps the colossal in this case to have a better matchup against Trick Room teams with access to Taunt and Will-O-Wisp, and also Grimmsnarr, which again helps colossal, and not only colossal, the entire team to have other control options with the Lightning Tail set that it's running. So let's take a look on the opponent's team. As always, you guys can find the team sheet in the description down below. So let's begin. So my opponent was using a Grimmsnarr with a Lightning Tail set, which had Trick, of course, to use Trick with Lightning Tail. If you guys don't know, Lightning Tail is an item that forces the holder to always move last in the priority bracket. So the idea is of course, you don't want to move last necessarily. Grimmsnarr, of course, has Prankster moves. So with Prankster moves, you are moving first anyways. But if you are using non-Prankster moves, then you're moving last. So the idea is that you give the Lightning Tail to something that you want to be annoying against, and you want him to be moving last. So this Grimmsnarr had Trick, as I said, had Taunt, Fake Tears, and Spirit Break. Rillaboom with the Miracle Seed, Grassy Glide, Fake Out, Protect, and U-Turn. Colossal with the Weakness Ball, who said Classic Colossal. Heat Wave, Meteor Beam, Earth Power this time, which is a pretty standard on Colossal nowadays. It was not the case before, but before you normally had to spec Solar Beam then, but Earth Power is now pretty standard on Colossal. And Protect. Safety Goggles Spectre with Taunt, Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, and Snarl. Celesteela with the Soul Blast, Flash Cannon, Air Slash, Flamethrower, and Meteor Beam. And lastly, Urshifu Water with Focus Sash, Surgeon Strikes, Close Combat, Aqua Jet, and Protect, I think. So yeah, basically this is my opponent's team. So let's begin, guys. Let's begin. This is the last round. Remember, I am 7 wins and 1 loss. So technically, I should be qualified for Top Cut. Top Cut is going to be top 16. It's not X2 Cut necessarily. It's top 16. But I'm 7-1, and I, of course, even if I lose this round, I think I'm still in, because I basically won 7 games in a row. So 7 sets, actually, not games. But who knows? Who knows? So let's try to play this game the best we can. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, remember that you can leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so YouTube tells you when I'm uploading new videos. So let's continue with this. Let's boot now, play. Let's click play on the video, and let's begin with team preview of game 1. So yeah, game 1 of this set. We have, as I said, this tricky team because there's Colossal, but against Colossal you also have to respect not only Colossal itself but the partners. So I'm thinking, Regieleki feels good against almost everything. I had practiced against Colossal up to this point. I knew how to play against Colossal. I had probably 2 pretty strong lead combinations. Of course, it depends what are the other partners, if it's Classic Colossal or a different variant. So one of those leads is indeed Regieleki. Another lead is Landers Fini, and the third one is indeed Landers. So I'm gonna go with this lead indeed Regieleki this time around because there's also a Celesteela. So I don't know if he wants to lead Celesteela or something. And indeed is really good against Grimmsnarr Celesteela as a whole, not necessarily in a Colossal team, but just as a core, because I block the priority, Fake Tears, Trick, Taunt, whatever, and I also can Mystical Fire to Celesteela, for example, and just redirect everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna go Regieleki Indeedee in the front, and Landers with Tapu Fini, I think, in the back. Why? Because Landers and Tapu Fini both are really good against Colossal. Really good against it. Of course, I have to watch out for the Rillaboom, and that could be something that could be problematic. Don't get me wrong, because I'm not bringing in Incineroar. My opponent has an Urshifu Water and a Colossal, so bringing in Incineroar is not technically that easy. But let's see how this goes. If I play my Indeedee Regieleki correctly, I think I should be fine. Of course, it depends also how my opponent wants to play. So let's begin with game 1 now, guys. Let's see. As I said, I'm leading Regieleki Indeedee. This allows me to go for Electro Web, follow me, help me hand Max Lightning, follow me Max Lightning, whatever. My opponent is actually not leading Colossal or Urshifu or something like that, or Spectre, which was another lead that I was probably thinking. Spectre Grimmsnarl per se. Nope, just Rillaboom Grimmsnarl. That's pretty interesting, considering that normally, like Rillaboom and both Rillaboom and Indeedee speed tie, but in this type of team, since you are using a Miracle Seed Rillaboom, I suppose you kind of need to have some speed. Even though you have Grassy Glide as your only grass type attack and it has priority, you should have some speed. So leading Rillaboom basically means that you are most likely not going to have terrain control. So this is great. The Grimmsnarl does not have like Light Screen or something, and now of course it doesn't have Protect. So I'm just gonna go for a Max Lightning. It's pretty safe into the Grimmsnarl, I guess, because my opponent does not have any single electric immunity on his team, and the only resistance is already there. So I know there's no relevant switching option, for example. So I'm just gonna Max Lightning the Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl is useless in this point. At this point, cannot trick, cannot fake tears, cannot taunt, cannot anything because of Psychic Terrain. Remember. So I'm just gonna get rid of the Grimmsnarl. I don't need to Helping Hand to get rid of a Grimmsnarl without Light Screen, by the way. So this should be a clean one-hit KO. Yep. That's it. And I suppose we're gonna see U-turn. Remember, guys, this Rillaboom is Miracle Seed, but it does have U-turn. It doesn't have Wood Hammer. So let's see if he goes for that. Or just Grassy Glide. Okay, U-turn. It's gonna do quite a lot of damage to Indeedee. Actually, a lot of damage. Oh, that's a critical hit. Okay, that's why. Okay, Rillaboom switches out. I suppose Colossal Urshifu should be in the back. What do you guys think? I mean, it's a Colossal team, but while Indeedee's there, the opponent cannot Aqua Jet safely. So Urshifu's there. Is he gonna bring the Colossal now? I suppose we're gonna see Colossal, but I'm just gonna click follow me. Okay, no Colossal just yet. Rillaboom is gonna get rid of the electric terrain, and it's gonna have that grassy terrain now. So it has access to stronger grass type attacks. Grassy Glide mainly is the only one. I have Landers and Tapu Fini in the back. I could technically just Helping Hand Max Strike the Rillaboom. That way I cover the Fake Out into the Indeedee. Right? But I have a Landers in the back. My opponent can just like protect the Rillaboom. So I think I'm gonna change my mind. I think I'm gonna Max Strike the Urshifu actually, not Max Lightning. Max Strike. This is life for Regieleki. And I'm gonna double into the Urshifu because my Indeedee is to be 12 speed Urshifu -1. And we see a Dynamax here. I don't think that should be Urshifu. I mean, why would you Dynamax in front of a Regieleki if you are weak to it? That's Rillaboom, yep. My opponent realized that my team is not like that great against Rillaboom, especially if I don't Dynamax Landers. Or I don't bring Incineroar, which I didn't bring, but he doesn't know just yet. So I'm gonna Max Strike the Urshifu. This should do like 90%. Yeah, so this is basically gonna put it in range of Mystical Fire. Even though Mystical Fire is, it's resisted. It's not stab. It's not that powerful. This should be enough, I think. Let's see. Mystical Fire into the Urshifu, and yep, that's enough for knockout. My opponent probably didn't expect that combo, and he thought he was safe or something. But yep, that's why my Indeedee had some speed, and that's a clean knockout from the G-Max Drum Solo into the Dynamax Regieleki. That's unfortunate, but I guess that's the price you have to pay. Is Colossal the last one? Because if my opponent Dynamax Rillaboom, it just doesn't make sense that Colossal is the last one. Probably the last one is Celesteela then. He wanted to get rid of the... He wanted to get rid of the Regieleki. That could be tricky. I mean, I still have Fini for Celesteela, but I have to get rid of the Rillaboom. It's not Celesteela's Spectre. Okay. I'm getting an Intimidate off into this Rillaboom. So technically I can just follow me Sword Sense, right? There's no way the Spectre gets rid of the Indeedee, so the Rillaboom attacks the Landers. There's no way. There's literally no way. I mean, probably I shouldn't say that. I mean he can Snark crit me, but Indeedee's +1 special defense. I can just follow me Sword Sense. I think there's not a reason to not click that move, right? Follow me Sword Sense. Sword Sense feels kind of safe. Is there any way he can punish this? I don't think so. I'm just gonna follow me Sword Sense. Rillaboom has 2 more turns of Dynamax. I bring Feeny the next turn. I protect Feeny and fly. Because with Feeny, I get rid of terrain now. So he doesn't have access to a Grassy Glide priority anymore. I remember that the Rillaboom is also -1 speed because of the Max Strike that I went for against the Urshifu with the previous turn. So yeah, he went for a taunt. I don't think the taunt makes sense into the Indeedee. So probably what my opponent was doing here is going for a taunt into the Landers, covering the Sword Stance. But because of the follow me, then the follow me redirected the taunt. Why do I think the taunt doesn't make sense? Because he was going to get rid of the Indeedee anyways. So it doesn't make much sense to taunt a Pokemon that you are getting rid of. So as I said, I bring Feeny, I get rid of the grassy terrain, and I just fly here. I could fly the Rillaboom technically because this is the last turn of Dynamax, so the next turn he's going to be a regular, so that should be enough for knockout. But the Rillaboom can just protect next turn. And I know Spectre does not have Protect, does not have Sash either, so I can just safely attack that slot. And by going for a fly, I'm also covering any attack from the Rillaboom into the Lander slot. And by going for a Protect and Feeny, I just keep my Feeny like on play. I know it's -1 attack, but it's still Drum Solo, freaking 160 base power, Miracle Seed boosted. So yeah, no, it's not worth. Even if he reads this Protect, he's going for Drum Solo into the Feeny though, so the Protect definitely pays off. Look, it did almost 60 base power damage. So that's a quarter. So without Protect, that would have done 240. So it would have been a clean knockout, even at -1, even no grassy terrain. That thing is a monster. So I don't know if my opponent knows the trick about Fly, like the animation. And if he knows, I don't know if he paid attention to that 1 second that you can see. Because I went for a Fly into a Spectre, but he doesn't know. So if he didn't pay attention, or if he doesn't know, he's probably going to protect the Rillaboom here. Because, I mean, Fly into Rillaboom is it's quite obvious, right? And yep, there's a Protect. There's a Protect, so probably he didn't see it or he doesn't know it. Shadow Ball into the Feeny. I cannot protect Feeny anymore because I just protected the previous turn. That's doing quite a lot of damage. Fly should be enough to pick up the knockout on Spectre. Remember, Spectre is not holding a Focus Sash. That's a clean knockout. I think even if he doesn't protect Rillaboom, like what is Rillaboom gonna do? Grassy Glide into the Feeny? Yeah, I guess, but then like Landers flies. And I mean, he doesn't know that I didn't target him. Let's say he did know. I get rid of the Spectre, and then it's Landers versus Rillaboom. He doesn't have priority anymore because there's no grass terrain. So I just like fly. I guess he can just like protect Soul Me or something. Go to Timer at some point. But yeah, it went well. I'm just gonna protect Fly now. The fact that I got rid of the grassy terrain is huge here because my opponent cannot just go for Grassy Glide priority. He's trying to go for Grassy Glide, but of course his Lander is faster, then it just doesn't work. And I just protected Feeny, even though he ignored it. It's just safe. Feeny's getting recovery back. Now I'm gonna Calm Mind because if he protects, I mean he might be tempted to protect here. I'm getting a free Calm Mind. And then the next one I protect and fly again. And if he protects for the second time, I just Calm Mind again. He's not protecting though. So probably he just was hoping for a miss or something. Or he just realized that there's no reason to keep protecting because I just... Like, it's just a cycle. It's never-ending cycle, basically, until the game is over. And I have two more Pokemon, two Pokemon, one more Pokemon than him. So I just win, I think, at that point. So my opponent just realized that. So it's a win for me. I'm 1-0 ahead now. Let me update the score. One sec. Yeah, 1-0. So I'm one game away from getting 8 wins and 1 loss, and just basically guaranteeing my top cut spot, and finishing with 8-1 is like pretty good. 1 win away. Of course, it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. As I said at the beginning, I had like almost 3 different league combinations against Colossal. I can go Lecky Ndidi, Landers Fini, Landers Ndidi. I just went Ndidi Lecky, but that Rillaboom was like actually a problem. I wasn't expecting him to max it even. So I think this time around I should bring Incineroar. I think I should bring Incineroar. So probably I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Ndidi Landers probably. Fini maybe? Fini Lando? I could go Fini Lando. But if he just repeats the lead, that's just not good. I mean, it's not that bad either, but he can just trick me. So I think I have to go Ndidi, covering the Grimmsnarl, because Grimmsnarl can be annoying if I don't bring Ndidi. And apparently my opponent wants to bring Grimmsnarl anyways. I mean, Grimmsnarl didn't do anything in game 1, so probably he doesn't bring it this time. But I don't know, probably he thinks that he needs for Rillaboom's terrain, so he leads something else, Grimmsnarl plus something else, and then he gets rid of my terrain by switching in the Rillaboom, and then he can just taunt me, trick me, whatever. Grimmsnarl Colossal, I was surprised actually at no Colossal the previous game. But this time we do see a Colossal in the front, but no Urshifu. I mean, he cannot safely Aqua Jet if I'm leading Ndidi, right? So I suppose what he's trying to do here is just baiting me to attack the Colossal. He switches out into Rillaboom and trick, taunt, or something like that. I don't think there's any reason for me to not click Follow Me Source, and to be completely honest. Like, why wouldn't I? Colossal cannot do anything here. Cannot be set up. Ndidi's +1 special defense. I can just follow me, he cannot taunt me, he cannot fake tears me. I think this is safe. To be honest, I'm expecting a Rillaboom switch in here. And something like a taunt or trick. Taunt makes more sense. But let's see, no reason not to click Follow Me Source Hands. And if he brings Rillaboom, yeah, which he's doing, I think. Let's see. Yeah, there's a Rillaboom. I have Incineroar this time in the back, so I can just switch out Ndidi for Incineroar next turn. To intimidate that thing. Just Airstream. But let's see. If he's doing this, I'm expecting a taunt. Or trick, maybe? No, taunt into the Ndidi. Yep. Because of the follow me. Source Dance from my Landers. Getting the +2 attack. So now that Ndidi is taunted, he can just trick me, the Lagging Tail, to force me go last. But I already considered this. As I said, I haven't seen her in the back. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Dynamax Landers just to click Max Guard. Because I don't have Protect. Had I had Protect, I've just clicked Protect. I don't have Protect, so I have to click Max Guard. And then by bringing in Incineroar, I'm anticipated to the next turn. I just click Fake Out into the Grimmsnarl and Airstream. Right? That should be fine. Let's see what he does. Is he going to Dynamax Rillaboom again? I don't think he's going to do that in front of a +2 Landers. Let's see. Incineroar switches in. Intimidating that Rillaboom. Getting yet another Intimidate into the Grimmsnarl, which doesn't matter technically. Dynamax Landers just to click Max Guard. Sometimes Max Guard is actually the best move you can go for in different scenarios to block potential attacks or secondary effects from your opponent's Dynamax or whatever. So let's see what he does. Max Guard comes out from Landers. Grazic Light actually into the Ndidi slot. And yep, there's a trick. That was his plan, apparently. Okay. So now I'm gonna click just Fake Out Airstream. I could airstream the Rillaboom technically, but Rillaboom can protect, Grimmsnark cannot protect. And if I attack the Rillaboom, he just tricks me, and I don't want that. So let's just stick to the plan and go for the Grimmsnark. No protect. I could have got rid of the Rillaboom, but I just didn't want to risk it. And I also think that attacking the Grimmsnark was probably better, because of trick shenanigans. Technically, I could have just airstreamed the Rillaboom and then next turn switch out to Indeedee, but I would have needed to max guard again because Landorus is not protected by psychic terrain because it's flying, so he can technically just trick me again. So I would have needed to max guard, bring Indeedee, so I have follow me next turn, blah blah blah. And getting rid of Rillaboom is good, but I think given the context, I should just get rid of the Grimmsnark. Colossal switches in. Urshifu? Urshifu. Okay. Let's see. I don't have Fake Out anymore. +1 speed though. With both. The max quake into Colossal is so obvious. You can technically just max guard, switch out Colossal. I could airstream and switch out Incineroar to Regieleki, predicting a double protect or something, so he solves my Dynamax. Or I could just airstream the Urshifu and Flare Blitz the Urshifu. I think he can just max guard here. His Dynamax is something, I suppose, the Colossal. Could be the Urshifu. Okay, it's the Colossal. Is he gonna max guard? Or just Aqua Jet? Just Aqua Jet. Okay. I could have just attacked the Colossal with Max Quake though. But I guess he's reading me. Not to. Buckle into the Landers. Into the Incineroar. Oh no, this is really bad. This is actually really bad because now I just lost my only answer to Rillaboom. Because Landers is not an answer once my Dynamax is over. Yeah, probably this was a misplay. I think I probably should have just switched out Incineroar, manually switch out Incineroar to Regieleki, airstream the Urshifu. The way I cover if the Urshifu protects, like per se like a double protect or something. And then the next turn, because Regieleki is faster than Colossal, +1 is definitely faster than +6 Colossal. I could technically just Electro Web and Earthquake because my Landers is +2 speed. And I'm definitely going to outspeed a +5 Colossal. Not +6, +5 because of the Electro Web. The potential Electro Web I can go for. And if he goes for a Bulkalid into that Eleki and kills it upon switching, that's also fine because first I keep Incineroar for later because I need Incineroar for the Rillaboom and I just lost it. And second, that gives me a free switch into Indeedee with Psychic Terrain and Follow Me. So I'm fine. I think it was a mistake sacking Incineroar. That's just not good. I mean, technically this is not over, of course. I have Follow Me and I have Earthquake. Even though my Dynamax ended, I still have Earthquake. And I'm +2 speed. So the question is this Colossal faster than my +2 Landers? If the Colossal is modest max speed, but modest, not timid modest, it outspeeds my Landers. Because Landers, a +2 hits 314, and Colossal max speed modest, a +6 hits 328. I can just... I think it's safe to Follow Me Earthquake. I could protect Earthquake, but if the Colossal is faster, which is the most likely thing to happen, I just lose Landers because +2 Bulkalid kills my Landers. And indeed, he shouldn't die from +2 Earthquake either. He protects Urshifu, okay, that's fine. Yeah, indeed, he shouldn't die from my +2 Earthquake. I'm just gonna click follow me, so I redirect the potential bulk Khalid and Earthquake. I'm actually faster! Oh no, I was faster. Oh no, the game was over. What? Oh, you have to be kidding me. A critical hit into my own Indeedee. Indeedee is never getting knocked out from a +2 Earthquake from full health. I have bold Indeedee with almost max offense. Almost. I mean, it's like 200 and something. It's never... I'm pretty sure Indeedee would have survived even the rocks at the end of the turn. That's so unfortunate. And the worst thing is that I didn't even have to click follow me, because my Landers was faster, but I didn't know it. My opponent is just not using max speed Colossal apparently. He's just using like a bulky variant of Colossal. But again, I didn't know it, so I'm just not gonna risk my game by saying, oh, I just hope my opponent does not have max speed on its Colossal. I have to cover that. And even if I'm outsped, I get an Earthquake off and get rid of the Colossal. And because I was faster, my Indeedee should have survived. That's the thing. I mean, I can cock hit. Yeah, now the game's pretty much over, I think. Because the Reliving just Grassy Glides here. And Aqua Jet. I cannot even protect with Regieleki. I don't have protect with Landers even. Oh, this is really bad. He has 5 turns of grassy terrain. So even if I somehow hear like Electro Web or something, he just Grassy Glides like the next turn. That's really bad. I feel the game was almost in my favor. Like, I had it. I feel like I almost had it. And I just crit my own Indeedee. And I was faster and I didn't even have to follow me. Yeah, Aqua Jet, Grassy Glide. I'm going for the Hyper Beam to Reliving, just hoping that I get a crit or something. And then my opponent, for whatever reason, protected the Urshifu. But he didn't, which is smart, of course. And yeah, that's game. Pretty unfortunate, but that's a game. I mean, there was no way for me to know that he was not max speed Colossal, of course. There was no way. At least now I have information. So I know that if I put my Landers a +2 speed after 2 Airstreams, I'm faster than Colossal +6 even. So that's good to know, I guess. But it still hurts that I could have just won that game. That I crit my own Indeedee. Yeah, Grassy Glide, not a reason not to, and it's just going to be a knockout. Yep. I lost game 2, so the score is tied now. 1-1 for each. 1 game for my opponent, this game 2, and game 1 was for me. So now let's go to game 3. Like, what can I change here? I think the plan was correct overall. It was just that I just didn't know that I was faster than Colossal, and I also crit my own Indeedee. So I think I can just repeat, and instead of, like, of course, my opponent can just try to do something else. I don't think he's going to let me go for the same things. But if we somehow end in the same spot, I just decide to follow me and just protect Earthquake. But that's the question. Is he just going to let me be in the same spot knowing that he could have just lost the game immediately? Oh man, I had the game. I had it. I feel like I had it. Huh. Anyways, let's go to game 3. So now, like, do I change my lead? Should I just go land the Feeny this time? I think no, I shouldn't. Because Indeedee Landers covers almost everything, and I feel I kind of need the Indeedee because my opponent is just leading Grimsnar all the games. I need the Indeedee because that at least helps me to stop Grimsnar from doing annoying things. At least in the early game. And if he repeats, we just go for the same. If he goes Colossal or Grimsnar and switches out Colossal turn 1 to Rillaboom and blah blah blah, that means we're just getting another Swords Dance follow me. My opponent does not have Intimidate on its team, so that's also good for me in this situation. But is he gonna let me do the same? That's a question afterwards. Like, I don't think so. I just don't think so. Let's see how he leads though. Game 3 of this round 9 of the Players Cup 4 Regionals Qualifier. Grimsnar Colossal again. Yeah, so same lead for my opponent. I suppose we're gonna see the same play from him. Just switch out Colossal for Grimsnar. I just don't see Colossal staying in here. Really. I don't think when you have like a relevant switch in, when you have even your Celesteela, if you have it in the back. Again, I had to bring Regieleki to this game because if my opponent brings Celesteela and I don't have a Lecky, it's just gonna be really, really tough. Is there any reason for me to not click Follow Me Sources? I don't think so. There's no way for my opponent to punish that just yet. Yeah, pretty safe. Follow Me Source Sense. He's taking his time. I assume we're gonna see the same relevant switch in here into the Colossal slot. Let's see. What else can he do? Yeah, there's a Colossal switch out into Rillaboom. Or Celesteela? No, Rillaboom. Okay. Into Rillaboom. I'm just gonna click the same. Follow Me Source Sense. I assume he's gonna go for Taunt again. Yep, there's a Taunt. And there's his Source Sense. Now the question is, do we expect the same? Because I can just switch out Indeedee, bring Incineroar as I did last game. And Max Guard with Lando. I cannot follow me anymore. So I think I'm just gonna do the same. Bring Incineroar, Max Guard. Next turn I can just fake out Air Stream, whatever. Is he gonna do the same though? I think he just had to U-turn previous game. Really was saying yes, yes. Yeah, there's a Max Guard on my end. Incineroar, what you're saying, intimidating the Rillaboom is always good, of course. But I just don't see Rillaboom staying in. Like, I'm +2 Landers. And he knows the last time the Grassy Glide into the Indeedee just didn't work because of the Incineroar switching, of course. So I assume he's gonna U-turn now. But why wouldn't he just hard switch, for example, instead of clicking the U-turn? Because he kind of wants to get the slow U-turn in this situation. He's just attacking with both. Trick into the Landers and U-turn into my Indeedee slot, which is now a Incineroar. Okay. At least I have Fake Out now. So I can just Fake Out Airstone the Grimsnar again. Let's see, he's taking his time again. I think probably he's just not gonna bring Rillaboom just yet. Probably just Urshifu. If he brings Urshifu, that's tricky. Yeah, there's the Urshifu. That's tricky because he can just Surgeon Strikes trick. So because I can only Fake Out once. If I Fake Out the Grimsnar, he Surgeon Strikes and does like 60% damage to a Dynamax Landers. And if I Fake Out the Urshifu, he Trick. And then the next turn is even worse. But I can just Fake Out and Airstream the Urshifu because I think in this situation my opponent has to attack with both. Yeah, he's not protecting with Urshifu, so this is a clean. This should be a clean knockout. He's giving me the trick finally after all this time. Airstream into the Urshifu. And that's a guaranteed knockout for sure. I'm increasing my Incineroar speed also, which could help later. I don't know. Let's see what he brings. Colossal Rhythm? I mean, the fact that we just got rid of the Urshifu is huge. It's huge because he cannot Aqua Jet anymore. Like, he cannot set up the Steam Engine from Colossal and the weakness policy. Colossal switches in. That's pretty weird. Why would you switch in the Colossal into a +2 Dynamax Landers? I assume he's just gonna Max Guard or Protect. There's no reason why you do this. Other than you want to play mind games. So let's see. I could technically just switch out Incineroar for Indeedee. I could double into the Colossal if he's baiting me that he's gonna bring the Rillaboom. So Quake and Flare Blitz should just get rid of Rillaboom. And if he stays in and I kill it, then Flare Blitz redirects into the Grimmsnarl. But I changed my mind. I'm just gonna go for a. I think I'm gonna go for a Quake into Colossal. Let's see. Dynamax Colossal is now here on your screen, guys. Is he gonna really just ignore my Landers? Are you sure? Okay. Max Guard, selling my last turn of Dynamax. Fake Tears actually into the Lander slot. Okay. Okay, so he's just trying to put me in range of anything from Colossal once my Dynamax ends. Max Wake hits into nothing because of the Max Guard. Okay. My Dynamax ended. I could technically just Earthquake here. I mean, I'm -2, so no, I guess I cannot afford to Earthquake. I'm -2 special defense. So I'm just gonna switch out Landers into Indeedee, I think. Just to reset the -2 special attack. Also, guys, remember that I have the Lagging Tail, so I cannot move first. I'm always moving last in the priority bracket. So yeah, I have to switch out Lando. I think the Parting Shot is free on the Colossal because Colossal cannot outspeed Incineroar. So it could be Parting Shot into Colossal, getting the -1. Let's see what happens. Yep, Indeedee comes in. No Feeny just yet. I mean, not in this game. Parting Shot, yeah, my Incineroar is guaranteed to be faster because that Colossal +6 was not faster than Landers, so that means it's not max speed. And Incineroar should just always outspeed this type of Colossals. Guaranteed. So now the question is, do I bring Landers? I don't think I can afford to bring Landers. I have to bring Regieleki, right? Because worst case scenario, he Vocalits that slot. I just need a free switch into Landers later. Spirit Break doing literally nothing, like 20% or less. Vocalid into the Lecky or into the Indeedee. Okay. Okay, there are the rocks. This boy is quite tricky though. I could technically just Rising Bolt just a Grimmsnarl, but I don't think he can afford to lose Grimmsnarl just yet. Because it's gonna be a 2 versus 4. I mean, probably versus 3 after this turn, but I'm gonna double into the Grimmsnarl with Mystical Fire because if he switches out into Rillaboom, Mystical Fire and Rising Voltage does a lot of damage. The combination of those attacks. But actually, the Spirit Break didn't go into the Regieleki, so Regielecki's full power now. Probably Rising Voltage gets a knockout and Mystical Fire redirects into the Colossal. Oh no, that's exactly what's gonna happen. I didn't want the Mystical Fire going to Colossal, I just realized too late because now he's gonna be +6 speed. It's -2 special attack, but it's -6 speed. It's +2 speed, sorry, +6 speed. Oh no, that was unnecessary. He was already -1. I mean, it allowed Regieleki to survive one extra turn, but 58, 29. Oh, that's exactly 29 then. Yeah, Rillaboom switches in. This is the last Pokemon for my opponent. Dynamax ends at least, and I still have Landers in the back and Incineroar. So this is not looking terrible. I think it was just a mistake that I Mystical Fire the Grimmsnarl, knowing that I can just get rid of it and then the Mystical Fire is going to activate Colossal Steam Engine. I mean, he was going to move first and Landers regardless because of the Lagging Tail. But still, now Regieleki is outsped. Incineroar is outsped. I'm going to intimidate the not the Grimmsnarl anymore, the Rillaboom. Let's see what he does. Heat Wave misses into something, into Incineroar. Oh no. No Grassy Glide. I suppose he's just gonna U-turn that? Right? Yep. U-turn comes out. Oh man. The rocks are doing their job. I was 4 versus 2. Activated the Steam Engine was just a huge mistake. I legit thought he just had to switch out the Grimmsnarl for Rillaboom, so I wanted to catch that switch in. My Landers are moving last. I think there's one play here that I can make that probably gives me the game, which is Earthquake and switch out Incineroar for Indeedee. So first I get rid of the drop for Earthquake from Grass Terrain, house it, and also I have Indeedee the next turn for Follow Me. I mean, and I can recycle Intimidate, but considering that Indeedee can survive. But also what he can do is just protect Colossal and Grassy Glide me. Is that the end of the world? I was running out of time. I don't like this play, to be fair. Grassy Glide into the Landers. Meteor Beam, actually. No Protect, no Heat Wave. Oh no, I could have just Earthquake and switch out Incineroar to Indeedee, and that would have been a guaranteed Oko into Colossal. And then Incineroar just wins against Rillaboom. Oh man. And he's even going for a Meteor Beam, not Heat Wave, not something like that, just Meteor Beam. Oh no, Indeedee has 29 HP. Please, Indeedee, tell me you survive. That was a huge mistake that I made. I'm just not glad with how I'm playing this game 3, to be honest. I mean, the first turns were okay. But then I just don't like how I've been playing this last 2 turns per se. Please, Indeedee, tell me you survive at least with 1 HP. I don't think so. I just don't think so. I would have liked that this Sources was actually an Earthquake. I would have got rid of Colossal and then Incineroar, Landers wins. They win against Rillaboom. Yeah, I was 29 exactly. Oh no, Indeedee, please. That's really bad. I could have just won. Switch out Incineroar for Indeedee and Earthquake. Earthquake my own Indeedee, I don't care. This is gonna get down anyways. Get rid of the Colossal, and then Incineroar should win against Rillaboom with only U-turn and Grassy Glide. That's really, really bad. And now my last chance is doing something with Incineroar and Landers. But Oh man, that's so unfortunate. To be honest with you guys, to be completely honest with you guys, at this point, remember this was a tournament that we have been playing for probably 10 hours. So my brain is just not functioning the same way as, for example, the first couple of rounds. I think I'm already feeling the tiredness. I haven't seen her. I could technically earthquake. I cannot even fake out because of the psychic terrain. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Also, I really want to apologize because of what you're gonna see now. I'm gonna forget about my own psychic terrain and I'm gonna click freaking fake out into Colossal because I think fake out just gives me the better outcome because my opponent decided to go for a beater beam knowing that he is trapped now. I'm gonna click fake out rock slide, but I'm forgetting basically there's psychic terrain. I got confused with misty terrain because I do have double terrain, and I have been very careful throughout the tournament with like resetting the terrain, the psychic versus misty terrain when I want to sucker punch, when I want to fake out, do something. And unfortunately, I've forgotten this last game. And yeah, there's a meteor beam into the lander slot, grassy glide. Oh man, this is so heartbreaking. I just lost this game. I think, yeah, there's nothing I can do. I mean, I can just flare blitz and really hope that I get the knockout, but how do I kill the Colossal? Because I can break technically, but that's just gonna proc the weakness policy and it's even worse. Oh man. I mean, it happens. It happens. Again, tiredness is already like making me make bad decisions. And I'm not happy also with how I played this game 3, to be completely honest with you guys. I think I played the early game of game 3 correctly, but then at some point my opponent just got a lot of momentum, and I'm just losing this game because also some mistakes that I made. I mean, my opponent is playing really good. Congrats to him. GG's, but I think I lost this game myself. Also, after game 2, after that like side crit that I got, I have to confess that I was just not feeling great about it because I felt that I had the game 2 and I just lost it because of a crit. And this is even more heartbreaking considering what is gonna happen next. Basically, I lost this set. I was just one game away from winning it, and I made a couple of misplays. And eventually I just lost it. It's unbelievable to me. To be honest, the way I lost this. Crit my own DD in game 2. Not even needing to follow me because my opponent was using a slow Colossal. Also in game 3, in this last game that we watched, basically going for Mystical Fire, like doubling the Grimm's number, but forgetting that if he doesn't bring Rillaboom, the Mystical Fire is going to go into the Colossal. I'm going to increase the speed. Not going for an Earthquake and switch out Incineroar into Indeedee just to get rid of the Colossal. I mean, it was kind of a mind game, but I think regardless, it's always better because even if he protects and Grassy glides with Rillaboom, I have Indeedee the next turn. There's no Grassy terrain. I just follow me Earthquake, and it's probably the same. And you know what happens, guys? I'm gonna update the score, by the way. Let me just update it real fast. 7 wins and 2 losses. So basically, as I said at the beginning, I was technically in, right? So even if I lose, I'm 7-2. I should make top 16. But after this loss, I just realized that I didn't make it. Yep, I bubbled at 17th place. I was at 17th place, even though I was 7-1. I was not 6-2 or something and won the last one. No, I didn't begin the game like the whole tournament with 0-2 or something. No, I was 7-1. I lost the last one against actually the first seeded because this guy, after winning, he finished the whole tournament in first place, and I didn't make it. I just bubbled at 17th place. I couldn't believe it. it was so difficult for me to like realize what was going on. But at the same time, I feel like I did my best. Like throughout the tournament, I felt I played really good sets of Pokemon. I had really good opponents. GG's to all my opponents. It is not the way I wanted to finish this tournament. Of course, I wanted to make top 16 and wanted to fight for that top 4 and represent my region and fight for that first place on the Players Cup. And I think I did well. Like considering there were a couple of X3 results on both Europe and Oceania, like 6-3s on Europe made top 16 and 5-3s on Australia made top 16, and I'm finishing 7-2 and losing this last round that way so heartbreaking to me. But I was like, okay, it is really bad that I lost this way, but I should still like be in. And turns out I wasn't. So at the end of the day, this is Pokemon. These things can happen. It's probably not fair, but yeah, it should happen to someone, unfortunately, until they change that part of the resistance. But I'm still grateful that I had the opportunity to share with you guys all the sets. 9 rounds, technically 8 because I didn't play one because I had a bye. Really good sets of Pokemon. I think we all had fun. It was so painful to me to rewatch this set, to be completely honest. I just didn't want to watch this again, but because of this series and all this content, and because of you guys, I wanted to give you all the rounds, regardless if I won or if I lost, so you can have the experience and you can analyze with me what happened. And at the same time, I want to finish this series with this comment. I'm the kind of player that thinks that we win more by analyzing our losses than our wins. I think we get more out of our losses than out of our wins if we are able to analyze what happened and how we can improve and not make any potential mistakes that we probably made. So technically, yeah, it hurts. It was heartbreaking to be out of the tournament that way. But after that, I analyzed this game and I analyzed my whole tournament. And I think there were a couple of things I could have done better, of course. And I liked how I played the whole tournament, barring this last Game 2 and Game 3. But that's Pokemon. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comments if you like this content. All these 9 rounds. And until next time, guys, thank you so much for being here. And take care. Peace.